All right, hello and welcome to the first Coffee with the County. I'm here with Jessica Seibert, who is our county administrator.
Well, hello everyone.
Hello, Jessica. How are you?
Wonderful. This is exciting. I'm excited to be here and do our first ever Coffee with the County. I'm kind of chuckling a little bit inside because it's Coffee with the County, but we have a Red Bull and a lemonade. So, pull up a chair, grab a cup of whatever you like to drink, and visit with us for a while.
Thank you for that, by the way. Thanks for coming in. We mentioned that it was our first Coffee with the County, and we'll explain what Coffee with the County is, I'm sure, as we go through. But why don't you tell everyone listening, who are you and what do you do and where have you been in this world?
Sure. So I am the county administrator. So I've been the county administrator here in Aiken County for just about 8 years, almost 8 years. But I grew up here in Aiken County. So I grew up here, graduated from Aiken High School. We're not going to say what year that was. I went to school remotely through Metropolitan State University. So I have an undergraduate degree in business administration, but then also have a master's degree in public administration. I began my work, again, we're not going to say what year this was, but back in the day, began my work in the private sector in financial services, but then spent many years working for the Aiken County Housing Authority here in Aiken, and then served for just a minute as the city administrator in Sandstone before coming here and working for Aiken County. So on a personal note, my husband is born and raised here in Aiken, and we raised our 2 girls here. Both of our daughters graduated from Aiken as well. So very tied in, love the community of Aiken, love the people, and I'm excited to get to work here to help our citizens every day.
Perfect. I just wanted to talk a little bit. We mentioned Coffee with the County, a new podcast communication system that we're trying to work out with being more proactive, I think, with our residents and citizens. Tell me a little bit about what your views are. What is Coffee with the County to you? What do you want it to be to our citizens?
Well, and actually, even more than what I want it to be, I think we need to start and explain that this idea didn't come from me. This idea actually came from our staff here. So we have a team here at Aiken County that's called the Revitalization Team. That team is all about finding new ways of doing things, communicating, building relationships at all levels of the organization. So this was something that came out of discussions that they were having. We know that we offer so many different services here as a county, and we're always wanting to help educate our citizens on where they can get help, what services we have, what we do, who we are. And so this podcast was a way to get out little snippets of information that help tell the story of who we are as people within the county, the services that we have to offer, what we're all about. So it's a way to communicate and a way to provide information. We also recognize that not everybody listens to podcasts. So this won't be the main means of communication or the sole means of communication. We, of course, will still do articles in the paper. We still have an active website. We still hold public meetings. So these podcasts are another tool in the toolbox to connect with our constituents.
Yeah, I think when you think about the way that all social media is now, people are into the quick hits, need to know the information kind of thing. And I do think myself that podcasts are a good thing for the citizens to be able to see that. And you mentioned, the education and things like that of what we do inside. Is that what you want to accomplish with the podcast for the most part?
I think that's a piece of it for sure. It's educating on these hot topics. It's sharing information, connecting. Part of it is building relationships, building trust with our citizens. I think the more you know somebody, the more you know about a service, it naturally builds a level of trust. And I think what I hope to see happen is some organic conversations that come out of this. So somebody listened to the podcast and now they're talking to a neighbor and they can say, hey, I heard that the assessor's office is going to be out in our area assessing, or I heard you can go to the license center and they can help with this. So eventually I hope this spreads information further than we can do individually ourselves right now. So
yeah. And to have that group inside, that doesn't happen all the time with different organizations, whether it be private or public sector, that the employees get a view or get a say or can be part of that group and come up with those ideas. So that revitalization team idea is really good.
Yeah, but we think about it like who works with our citizens every day the closest? It is our folks at the service counter, it's our folks out in the field. That's who's having the interactions. So, why wouldn't you listen to what they have to say? Why wouldn't you hear? And I know I'm going to brag a little bit about them, but we really do have some really awesome employees, some people that have really lived in our community a long time, care about our community, and they have some really great ideas. So yeah, we're excited that this is one of them that came out of it.
Yeah, that's really cool. How often do you think you want to do the podcast? How do you see that working?
Yeah, so what we're shooting for is one new podcast every week. And again, they're going to be small, they're going to be short. A lot of times people don't have a half hour to an hour to sit down and here's a heavy topic about, what if we start talking about assessing or budgeting? Those are kind of heavy topics. So our goal is to break them down into kind of bite-sized pieces. So 10 minutes, quick on your way to work, you can listen to on your way home. And we have some really exciting topics that we're going to try to release them based on what's happening in that time of year. Government work is very cyclical. So if it's budget season, we might be talking a little bit about the budget. If it's the spring and we're getting ready for our road construction season, maybe we'll talk about the road projects that are happening, that type of thing. But again, we're shooting for once a week, a new 10-minute podcast being released so that people can get on a regular schedule and have something to look forward to.
Yeah, I think that's really cool that you're able to do that. I know that, we don't have experts in the podcast world in the county.
We might when we're done with this.
We're going to figure it out, but yeah, it's going to be great. Where do you think, citizens can expect to find those podcasts once we're done?
Well, that is a great question. I believe we're still kind of working those details out, but a obvious choice is, come to the Aiken County website and you can find it there. We do have some social media platforms, a county Facebook page, a county LinkedIn. So I'm going to leave that to the technical experts. We'll have more information in the paper. We'll have more information on our podcast, on everywhere that you can find them. But for sure, starting out, you should be able to find these on our website.
Yeah. I was trying to bait you a little bit there to see if you would say naturally better.
Oh, I did take that bait.
It is naturally better here in Aiken County. And one of the places that you will find it is on the Naturally Better website. We have the Facebook page, the Instagram. We have a YouTube channel for Aiken County that you'll see this on. And if we get really, really good at it, we could even have an Aiken County app for the podcasts and put them out there in the world where we want to see them. So a lot of good things to come. I'm excited to see all of the different folks that are going to be doing these, and I'm not going to be the only interviewer, and we're going to have all kinds of people rolling through. So
we're going to have some staff coming on, maybe some department heads. I bet we can even get a commissioner or two to do a podcast. So yes, you'll be hearing from somebody different every week.
Perfect. Anything else you want to talk about today while you have the microphone in front of you?
Oh, no, I just want to say that, this is part of, the county is going through their first strategic planning process. We're really nearing the end of having a strategic plan, which is exciting stuff. And this is something that the board has been very passionate about, is making sure that we are being transparent and communicating well with our citizens. So I think that, again, this is just one of the ways that we can do it. It won't be for everybody, but for the people that listen, it's another way that we can get the word out. And so we're all pretty excited about it. And frankly, if it flops and nobody listens to the podcast, then we'll shift gears and we'll think of something else. But we're going to try it. We're going to try it and see how it goes. And if anyone has, we should say, if anyone has ideas on podcasts, if you have topics that you are just interested in hearing about, you can reach out to me anytime here at the county. You can let your county commissioner know when you see them out and about, like, hey, I'd like to learn more about this or that. And we'll get those worked into a future podcast.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Well, thank you for your time today. Jessica Seibert again, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this go forward.
It's been fun. We'll see you with your cup of coffee for the next one.
Yeah, you're listening to Coffee with the County. Thank you all.